Meanwhile, in Saudi Arabia, they decided to put on a golf tournament, and it is not going well for certain American golfers, including Phil Mickelson, who was asked to respond to concerns by the families of 9/11 victims about him working with the Saudis in this way. Take a look at this video.
New York Post, Brian Wacker, reported that the 9/11 families sent you and others a letter alluding, of course, to Osama bin Laden and the 15 of 19 hijackers that the Saudis, of course, sent, and that they say now you are a partner with them and you appear to be pleased in your business with them. Terry Strada is the person, of course, who wrote this letter, and her husband got on the plane in Boston that flew into the World Trade Center. And they say the deaths of your fellow Americans.
No, I've read all that. Is there a question in there?
Yes, there is. How do you explain to them, not to us, but to them, what you've decided to do?
I would say to the Strada family, I would say to everyone that has lost loved ones, lost friends in 9/11, that I have deep empathy for them.
Okay. Okay. JR, I would consider the last stuff okay, but his yeah. I heard all that. Is there a question in there?
100%. The pressure's on, bro. Hey, sometimes when you do things, you have to be ready to accept the consequences, or at least the questions that are gonna be flying at you afterwards. And if you're getting $200 million from the Saudis to do this golf tournament, amongst other guys, there's several that are doing this that are getting the same kind of heat. But if you're Phil Mickelson, you have this huge name, and you've made all this money already in your career. I don't know the numbers, but he's okay. And then you take this on. Hey, be prepared to defend your decision, and don't get mad because people are asking you. They're laying out the whole question. I get that it's irritating to you, but you look much worse by getting like this about it.
Yeah.
Just say I wanted the money, bro. It's $200 million. What would you do? Hey, just go ahead and dive in. You did it. Dive in.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming he's probably pretty wealthy to begin with. But yeah, he definitely wants the money. What do you think about the reaction of the families? Do you think it makes sense? I mean, this is being run by like the sovereign wealth fund of Saudi Arabia. So, and it's not like this is that after 9/11 they realized like, oh my God, we got to change course. Like they were chopping up journalists just a couple of years ago. So
right, yeah. This extends past the 9/11. This could be families of other folks that have been, killed by the goons of this backing. So yeah, any of these families from any victims of any of this type of stuff can have whatever reaction they want, and you have to again be able to address them or think about it before you do something like that.
100%. And I know some of you in the audience might be saying, well, America commits a lot of war crimes too. And I want to be clear, I also don't support playing for any US-backed golf tournaments. I'm not a big golfer. Anyway, meanwhile in Nicaragua, in the context of everything that's going on with Ukraine and Russia, they've announced a bit of a partnership with Russia and some other countries. There was a decree published this week, confirmed by Russia, where the president of Nicaragua, Daniel Ortega, says that they will allow Russian troops to carry out law enforcement duties, humanitarian aid, rescue, and search missions in emergencies or natural disasters in their country. They also authorized the presence of small contingents of Russian troops for, quote, exchange of experiences and training. Now, there was a statement by the foreign ministry spokesperson of Russia, Maria Zakharova, who said, we're talking about a routine twice-a-year procedure for the adoption of a Nicaraguan law on the temporary admission of foreign military personnel to its territory in order to develop cooperation in various issues, including humanitarian and emergency responses, combating organized crime and drug trafficking. Now, she acknowledged, and let's make sure that we acknowledge this, it also allows troops from the US, Mexico, and other Central American countries into Nicaragua for the same purpose. But Ortega, as president, again, has a long history with Russia that doesn't necessarily have with some of these other countries. So I don't know. I don't want US troops in Nicaragua or other Central American countries either. But the whole thing, obviously, with what's going on, it makes it a little bit suspicious, maybe. I don't know. What do you think?
if they don't mind about the timing of this. Maybe they could have waited a little longer into this conflict. Who knows when it could be over or calm down to a point where people think, oh, we've moved on to a degree, but no. And maybe they just don't care. This is what we're doing. This is what we're trying to do. And maybe some benefit to them that they see, we got to do it now. And whatever fallout happens, we're going to get at least this kind of training. And it makes us look better when it comes to these issues with crime that happen in the country. Again, maybe just understand the kind of pushback you're going to get, similar with Mickelson.
Yeah, and look, people are concerned about what this could mean considering the domestic situation in Nicaragua. The government of President Ortega arrested dozens of political opposition leaders, including most of the potential presidential candidates in the months before his reelection to a 4th consecutive term last year. That's highly suspect, obviously. They've shut down dozens of NGOs that he accuses of working on behalf of foreign interests to destabilize his government. Some of them might even be true. I have a feeling probably a lot are not. And tens of thousands of Nicaraguans have been chased into exile. So difficult situation going on right there. Hardly seems like the involvement of a lot more Russian military power is the solution, but I also don't think US military power would be. So I don't know, seems screwed either way.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.